if at least they do say to you they want something casual, isn't that something good? Boom! You know exactly what they're looking for. Go away, or whatever you say to the person, and you move on.
Peter
Walsh. Alright, ladies and gents, welcome back to the show. Today, in fact, I'm even doing a live TikTok recording here, guys, because I want to get some feedback here on this one today if I can. This is a tickler. This is a mental mind fuck, will we say, actually, because this doesn't make any sense to me. This really doesn't make any sense. Men just want something casual. Now, that's one of the posts that randomly came up here on TikTok only I think it was last week, this whole thing started, and it's kind of going off here, I gotta say. I'm blown away by a lot of people's reactions. A lot of men would like to actually to actually have a woman to settle down, even in their 20s. Now, I know even the age group 20s is you're out partying in college and you're doing this and you're doing that. But guys, you know, what's going on here? I don't understand where people are getting this idea. And we're going to get into this in more detail here now, right? But there's guys out there that are actually thinking women just want attention. And that's it, just attention. Now, I'm coming from a guy's point of view. Yes, of course, there's women out there, but not every woman. We're just stumbling into the wrong people, both men and women, and guess what? Things get fucked. Things get fucked. So we're going to delve into this more, and we're going to go through some actual TikTok comments, guys, that I've got about this. This is an interesting one because I'm blown away by this. And by the way, anybody watching on TikTok, I'd like to get your opinions as well, guys, if you want to. We're doing an actual live podcast recording here, and be interesting to see what you guys think as well. So, guys, there was a lot of conversation about men dating right now. Now, 70%, I would say, 75% of the followers on TikTok are female. So, yeah, I'm getting the pulse on what's going on in the dating world with females right now. Now, the good thing is, I'm a guy, and I know plenty of guys in relationships, either single, and, you know, okay, women can be more open and honest, I think, in terms of when a woman gets with a guy, a woman will tell their best friend, who's also a woman, that, oh, he was great in bed and we did this and we did that and all this, right? Okay, yes, I get that. Women are a hell of a lot more open when it comes to that type of thing, whereas a man wouldn't, right? We're not gonna jump into conversations about, oh yeah, man, I did this fucking position by fucking, oh, who's on the river? No, we don't talk about this stuff. Now, why? Well, I don't know. It's not a jealousy thing. It's just we don't want to go there. Now, the psychology behind it, God only fucking knows. But it's not a jealousy thing. Like, if a guy doesn't tell you about his sexual escapade with some chick, you're not thinking, oh, he's jealous. You know? Now, okay, if it was a one-night thing on a holiday or something, maybe you'll start talking about that. Yes. But, like, if you're dating somebody, you're not going to be talking about this. So, okay, let's go into it, right? So, a lot of the girls were saying, oh, they just want casual, they just want this. Like this one lady said, men over 30, 40, 50, all men want to keep it casual. Now, when I read this, I was blown away. Seriously, like, I'm not joking, ladies and gents here. I was fucking blown away. And, you know, any guys that are listening to this podcast, I think you'd probably be the same thing here. You'd be like, what? I wouldn't say that. But, of course, there's definitely a percentage of men, of course there is, that want to fuck around. Of course. Duh, you know? Like, that's obvious. But, like, to say that all of them, and in fact even one woman, we're going to get into the comments, one woman even said 90% of them. And I'm just looking at here, Aoife, please don't say chick. Did I even say chick? What? What? I call men dudes, you know? And what did I say about chicks? Like, oh Jesus. Guys, I'm not having a go of women here, okay? Just in case you're wondering. See, maybe I shouldn't have done this live TikTok. Jesus Christ. I'm not having a go of anybody. So, okay, here we go, guys. So, like, I put up a TikTok video there. Let's have a look. It was yesterday, actually. So, the woman is saying, men over 30, 40, 50, they all want to keep it casual. Now, I'm saying in the video, it's blowing my mind because I know plenty of guys in those age brackets that would love to meet a nice woman, right? I'd love to meet a nice woman, settle down, have a girlfriend, even in their fucking 20s, right? So I'm just wondering, where are people meeting these guys? You see, I think we're just, again, it comes back to what I'm seeing in the dating world right now, ladies and gents. The biggest problem I'm seeing with all my videos, everything, is that the biggest problem I'm seeing is people are jumping to the wrong conclusion. People are jumping to the wrong conclusions. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, I've seen many stories over through the last couple of years, guys, where a girl or guy will write into me and they'll talk about a story and this and that. And like, here it comes down, breaking it all down in nuts and bolts. People are assuming the worst from a text message. Now, this is a no-brainer. We all get that we can all take text messages the wrong way every now and then. You know, and I think we have to be fucking self-aware, guys, because this is where a lot of this is breaking down. And then all of a sudden, I've heard reports back where, oh, Peter, I assumed the worst of this guy or girl. And then they actually have a fucking talk to them. And then they realize, oh, Jesus, actually, I thought it was the other way around. Yeah, you're having a bad day. Something just sparked in you and you're just putting your human emotion over here into that, tying in with one, and then all of a sudden, you've completely and utterly overshot the mark. You're getting them wrong. You're assuming the worst, jumping to conclusions, and that's it. And I think that's what's going on here, guys. I think that's what's going on here. Now, don't get me wrong, ladies out there, that any men that are on the dating apps, there's been plenty of men that have said, oh, they just want some fucking attention, boy, that's it. They don't give a shit. I'd even say, coming from a man's point of view, not every woman's like this, all right? And for the women, oh, they just want something casual. Not every man is like this. And this is what I'm on about, assuming the worst. You take about 3 or 4 guys, and by the way, ladies, I've had some horrendous experiences myself. Horrendous experiences on Tinders, Bumbles, all the dating apps, right? I mean, I think there was even one stage where I was talking to 4 girls in a space of, I don't know, whatever it was, right? Now, when I say 4 girls, I didn't meet these 4 girls. I was just happening to talk to 4 girls. One didn't work out. Oh, bang. Okay, she just wanted a bit of attention. And she genuinely did. And then it moved on to the next one. Oh, she had no intention of meeting. She was telling me, oh, how much she wanted to meet me, this and that, blah, 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 right? And it was like, okay, let's do it. And then, oh, sorry, I can't make it, this and that. Blah, blah, blah. And then there was another 2 fairly similar to that. Now, yes, you're fucking annoyed with this shit. Of course people are. Very annoyed. But I'm not blaming every woman on the planet that they're like this. This is just people getting off their ass again after coronavirus. People are a bit bitter about not meeting anybody in coronavirus, or this or that shit's going on in their life. Coronavirus didn't help us all mentally, let's be totally frank here, you know, and I'm defending both men and women here on this one, you know, so of course we're going to take things a little tenderly, maybe, for a while. Understandable. But don't label everyone the fucking same, ladies, and for guys, okay? And I can't believe it. We're going back to the comments here, right? So I'm saying this, that like, this is blowing my mind. And by the way, anybody watching on TikTok, how you doing? And I'm going to check out your comments there in just a few moments. And it's blowing my mind. And one woman has put up, 90% of men I ever talk to don't want the hassle of a relationship. Right, so then there's a comment back. Well, men sick being made gobshites out of, okay, this is obviously a man, gobshites out of, plus if you not consider attractive and approach a woman, you're creepy or a predator, maybe that's why. Are afraid to, and stick of that mentality. So guys, be attractive or else you're creepy or a predator. You see, Jesus Christ. Look, guys. Oh my God. Okay. It's gone on to the next comment. Another lady said, I was seeing a man in his 50s saying, what is he saying? Saying to me straight he wants to keep it casual while still browsing for others. All right. I can understand, and I would believe that, yes, there is men out there that would actually say it straight off the bat like that. Now, there's a good and bad part of this as well, ladies and gents. Like, a lot of people can't win here. If a guy doesn't give you the honesty that he wants something casual, then he's going to lead you up the garden path. That's what you're going to assume, right? Or probably automatically conclude to. So if he tells the truth, he's damned if he tells you the truth. He's damned if he doesn't tell you the truth. So I think it's a fucking blessing if a guy does. You see, this whole, by the way, sorry guys, before I continue. This whole podcast is about, it's not 90% of men want things casual. It's people basing it off a small fraction of men and assuming everybody else is fucking like this. And the same for dudes as well on the other end, alright? When men think it's all about attention, oh, it's this and that, it's not every woman. Alright? So, the point is, guys, not everybody wants that. If at least they do say to you they want something casual, isn't that something good? Boom! You know exactly what they're looking for. Go away, or whatever you say to the person, and you move on. They haven't fucked you over for months and months and months, wasting your time. These tiny little stabs at our ego, or whatever you'd call it maybe, right? Or just, soul-destroying moments. These tiny little losses are brilliant in the long run. Are we forgetting this? They're brilliant for the long run. Okay, so let's go back to this comment. I was seeing a man in his 50s saying to me straight he wants to keep it casual while still browsing for others. Alright, so okay. So a lady comes back, ah Lord, I've heard it all now. He'll be collecting his pension soon enough, as if there's time for playing the field. Well, a man in his 50s, he's not on his deathbed here. And surely if he's one 50-year-old man, isn't there other 50-year-old ladies out there that want to just keep something casual, or they're afraid of getting into a relationship, both men and women, and they just want something nice and relaxed, or they're divorced or something? But most important, just say the fucking truth. And there's another lady here. I swear to God, I don't know what they're looking for or if they are confused. You see, that's a good one. Are men confused? I don't think they are. I just think men either tell you the fucking truth or they don't. And they don't want to tell you the truth because they want to lead you on and get whatever they can off you. Now, let's not make any mistake here. Women can do the same thing as well. Right? Another lady has said, always looking for who else is out there. IMO. IMO? Anybody on TikTok here? Tell me what IMO is, or am I having just brain fart here? If you vibe with somebody and fancy the pants off them, then why keep options open? Well, okay, afraid to commit. Boom, she just said that. Right. Well, you see, that's a very, very good question. If you vibe with somebody and fancy the pants off them, then why keep options open? Excellent point. Excellent point. Wouldn't you want to be with them? Well, maybe the guy or girl is seeing you for a few dates, and then they really start to fancy you, and then all of a sudden their past trauma comes up, bites them on the ass, and then they get terrified, they get scared shitless, and then they're like, oh my god, back, reverse, and they want to get out of it as fast as they fucking can. Maybe that's the reason too. Okay? Now, meaning someone to manipulate and easy, because that's a big difference. I think, look, there is men and women out there that like to manipulate. They want to get the trophy. Right? They want to get the trophy of the hot woman, the hot man. And there is genuinely a small percentage of people who do want to manipulate other people because it's fucking fun. Right? Now, that's hard for some people to grasp and accept, that some people actually like to fuck somebody around and manipulate them, get them hopeful, and then dump them. I mean, this is the world that we're living in, but this is not everybody. That's a small percentage, guys. Okay, what are people saying on TikTok? Let's just keep an eye on this, guys. So bear with me, guys, if you're listening on the podcast. I'll just call out some of the... I'm just going to call out some of the TikToks here. See what people are saying here. Hi from Ireland. How's it going? How are you? I'm from Ireland too. Lady here, please don't say chick. Oh, Jesus. All right, let's keep going. Every single one I met on the apps just wants hookups. I've deleted the apps. Well, no. It's not that. Like, is this one woman... Are you actually telling me if you talk to 100 men, 100 men want the hookup? There's not one guy out of the 100 that wants to see where something goes? Like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not biting on this one. I'm not going to bite on this one. Because I know plenty of guys out there that actually would want something. And, okay, another lady says, where are these guys that want to settle down? Very good question. Very good question. You just gotta sort through this shit on dating apps to find someone. It's as simple as that. I mean, there's good groups out there these days, guys. Hiking groups, walking groups, mountain climbing, wall climbing, bouldering. There's different types of events that you can go to that you can meet people, you know? And I think there's a lot to be said for that these days. There's a lot to be said for that these days, where there is a lot of people getting off the apps and finding someone in one of these clubs, societies, events, whatever you'd call them, okay? I don't know exactly the proper name for all of them, but let's have a look now. There's more comments. Okay, we're waiting for some more. But guys, like, okay, no, let's move on here. Let's have a look at more some of the comments. Sames, seeing a fella not shy of 51, went on a few dates, got the line, not looking for a relationship. Like, when did all of a sudden the 50-year-olds decide that they're so hot, right, that it's a man's world now, that they just want hookups? Seriously, like, this is the first I'm hearing of this. I'm dead serious. This is not the case. Yes, of course, there's very good-looking 50-year-old plus men out there. Of course there is, and the same for women. But, like, people are talking like the 50-year-olds are 20-year-old college kids and they're out in the piss every fucking night of the week. This is not happening. Like, do you know how many people are lonely right now, guys, who are listening to this? Even in their 20s, their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s plus. Do you know how many people are lonely out there? They would give their right fucking arm to meet someone. And I'm talking about, yes, men and women. And I'm sorry, ladies. Any ladies that are listening here, I'm calling you on this one. Because I'm doing the same about men here. I'm calling men on this one too. Not every woman out there wants the attention. They want to meet somebody. Not every man is sending dick pics and wants to just get the ride every night, okay? Not every man. So, okay. Here comes more comments. I think a lot of men over 30 have been hurt a lot and are emotionally unavailable and struggle with a relationship. Lady says, haven't we all? They should build a bridge and get over it. Lady says, maybe it affects men differently. Another person, finally someone saying the right type of thing that might show some understanding. Okay. Right. And that's a dude saying that. And then another lady, what? I've lost everything, but here I am. All grown up and getting on with it. There's no excuse for men using you. None. Well, the ladies aren't a picnic either. Another lady, it's an excuse for most. A guy says BS. He was calling her on that one. I would say BS on that one too. And okay, here's another lady. Now this is an interesting one. A girl says, Peter, my experience is now 40 to 50% wanting hookups. And then a lady comes on and wants kids. Yes, that's my experience too. Absolutely. Hang on. So the guy, 40-50% of men, or does she mean men in their 40s, 50s? And they want kids? That doesn't make any sense. So either if it's 40-50% of people wanting hookups, or if it's people in their 40s and 50s wanting hookups and they want kids and they're agreeing with each other. What? Well, I certainly don't know many men that want just the hookup and have kids. What the fuck is that comment? Guys, am I missing something here? Seriously. What? Okay. Gee, see guys, this is what I'm on about. This is what I'm on about. This, it doesn't make any sense. People, you're using it off your emotion. You've had a couple of shitty experiences with both men or women. And you know what? I've been the same. And I know, I get it. Maybe what people should do is go off the apps for a while. Go off them. Take a break. Maybe, I mean, I even heard this one dating story a few weeks ago actually. Guy goes into a coffee shop, sits down on his own, reads a book. He literally sits in the corner of the coffee shop. He literally had zero intention of trying to meet a woman here. Woman comes down, sits in a table on her own, right next to him, and guess what happens? Boom. They started chatting. She's reading a book as well, or something, or a magazine. He's reading a book. He says, anything interesting? She was cool, she was casual, fun. She was nice about it. Bang, a date. So guys, I wouldn't be ruling out coffee shops here, like. I wouldn't be ruling out any place that there's people around. You know, coffee shops can be fucking very profitable for you if you're trying to meet somebody, whether it's for casual or a date itself or a long-term thing. It's not all about the dating apps. Guys, it's not all about the dating apps. And a lady here says, where are these men that want relationships? Because all I ever see is men over 30 don't know my relationship goals. Okay. Whatever that means. And, right, there was another one here, actually. I'm going to call it one last one here, guys. Another lady, I presume this is a lady. You need to really listen to the women who are experiencing this, though, on the apps every day. It actually is most men of that age on the apps who do. Well, actually, I am listening to the women because that's why I've done some more social media posts on this. I'm actually asking, okay, what's going on, ladies? Like, what are they saying? Are they saying it straight off the bat? Are they literally coming out with it and saying that? Are they acting funny? Do they want to meet you one week and then they're cancelling? Like, what are the actions that men are doing? That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of on social media. Yet people are saying, well, you should listen to women. But actually, I'm trying to, but no one's actually giving me anything to fucking go with here. I'm trying to help. I'm literally trying to get to the bottom of it because I'll call bullshit on men and I'll call bullshit on women. I don't give a fuck. But no one's giving me anything to work with here. And where do we go from here? And okay, one woman says they write it in their dating profiles. All right, well, hey, what's the problem with that? You don't want him? Move on. Job done. Problem solved. He's a player. He wants a hookup. Done. You know, I feel like going onto the streets and stopping 50-year-old men and asking them, here, lads, what do you think? What's the fucking story here? Okay, let's have a look here. A lady here, I'm 46-year-old widow. How would you suggest meeting people? I'm in Cork. Hey, Heather, how's it going? Okay, good question. Well, I was just talking about this there a few minutes ago. I mean, I just told you about a dating story there. A guy goes into a coffee shop, sits down with a book. A few minutes later, or whatever it was, he sits down. Another lady sits down right next to him. Boom, they get chatting, and they went out on a date. How bad? There's the dating apps, of course. There is groups on Facebook. There is walking tours, hiking tours. There's... You just open your mind, guys. I think what's happening is People are assuming you're not going to find anybody because we're so used to the dating apps right now. That's like our default, I suppose, maybe. Maybe that's the right word, suitable word in this case. Do you know what I mean? It's so easy to sit on your fucking couch watching Netflix and scroll. It's so easy. It's given us access, but it's also given us access. Like, guys, do you realize as well that there's quite a few scammers on these dating apps? Okay? They'll lead you on, men or women. Then they'll ask you for money, or they'll just pretend. I mean, there's guys on dating apps pretending to be women and talking to other guys, fucking around. Now, do women do that? I can't speak educatively on that, but I do know I've heard these stories. There's guys on apps pretending to be other guy. Sorry, I'm getting confused. There's men on dating apps pretending to be women and chatting away to men on there just to fuck around with them. I mean, this shit happens a lot. And I mean, I've done a lot of social media posts that people are looking for money out of nowhere. Oh, I can't make it over to your country. I always wanted to date there and this and that. It's all bollocks. And they say, hey, can you get me over here? You know? And guys, look, if you do meet somebody online, and if you're not sure if they're a scammer or not, this is the best piece of advice in the world, but yet it's so simple and you're probably going to go, oh, duh. It's obvious, isn't it? Well, maybe to some or not, but I would exchange numbers with somebody, not as fast as I can, but I wouldn't stall. I'd get somebody's number, have a chat, and if I'm thinking they're a scammer, get them on a video fucking call, right? Now, I'm sure you're probably sitting there going, well, duh, hello. Yeah, exactly, but not a lot of people do. I've seen, again, guys, I've seen so many dating scenarios here where people don't actually decide. And like, I get it. In fact, I think, didn't I even do a podcast on this recently? Or it was part of a podcast. Anyway. Forgive me if I'm sounding like a broken record on this, guys. But, you know, I get it. Like, you're not sure, should you even bring this up? Or maybe even the other reason, you don't want to believe that they're a scammer or they're full of shit. And that's why you don't ask for a video call. You know, filter the difference out between both. You know what I mean? Or maybe you're using it as, maybe you're creating these scenarios where, oh yeah, he's a scammer, she's a scammer. Because actually you've no intention of meeting them and you're just creating stuff in your head. Be very self-aware of all three, guys. Very self-aware. And then you'll figure it out. And you know what? I gotta admit, if I was acting funny on WhatsApp or a dating app and, you know, I'm talking total just weird shit to some girl on a dating app or wherever, I'm gonna know I'm talking weird, first of all. Secondly, if she says, look, Peter, I'll be honest with you, can we have a chat on video call? Maybe she's not gonna admit it to me that why she wants the video call. I'm probably gonna guess why. And you know what? I wouldn't blame her. She's never met me. I wouldn't take it personally either, guys. You know? And that's why I wouldn't be scared of asking somebody for that video call before you meet them if you think they're a scammer. Alright? I wouldn't be saying it to everybody that you think, no, it's everything green. All the green ticks are here. I wouldn't be saying it to fucking everybody. But if you really think somebody's a scammer, fucking ask straight out. And you know what? If they get all pushy and defensive, well, there's a really good chance they're a fucking scammer itself. It's as simple as that. I think it's very understandable. If somebody's never met me, Peter Walsh, and they want to meet me but they're not sure, how could I take that personally? Like, if you're taking it personally, well, you're just very, very fucking sensitive. Because they don't know you. They're only knowing you from messages. So how would you take it personally? Doesn't make sense why you would. So anyway, guys. Okay, let's have a look at some of the messages here. There's quite a few, actually. So then you find out if they smoke. Alright, well, that's a different day, another subject, I suppose. Another lady's saying here, we all live happily alone. They might come knocking on the door. I don't know what you mean by that now. Maybe I missed something. Somebody else, would love to tell you my experience privately. Well, Riri, is it? Okay, well listen, you can message me on TikTok. I'll be able to see the message requests. Let me know, and hopefully I can help you guys. As many of you know, if you've watched me before, heard me before, I am genuinely trying to help. And I'm trying to help out by filter through the bullshit here of we're assuming the worst of somebody, and it fucks us. Okay, here's another lady. Dating apps have just become something to pass the time like scrolling TikTok. Yeah, Michelle, is it? Yeah, you're right. I would think, was I just saying it there a few minutes ago that, I wasn't saying that it was a passing the time, but it is to a degree. Of course it is. And people are using that as a hobby almost these days. Fucking hell. And it's so easy access. And the problem here, I think, is, guys, we're getting lazy. Because we're so fucking used to Tinders and Bumbles. In fact, I'm going to even do a social media post on this just after this podcast recording. We're getting so fucking comfortable and relaxed and lazy of used to knowing what Tinder's like and meeting somebody that we're not opening up our minds to go, well, hang on, there's other places to meet people. A lot of people, I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people are going, oh, fuck that, man, I can't meet anybody, little fucking horseshit. No, it's because you're so fucking used to sitting on your couch doing nothing and having it come to you. Now you don't want to get up off your ass and go to some hiking tour, walking tour, this or that. Another lady says here, gone are the days when people were upfront and honest. Well, actually, I was just saying that here. Is it Miss Queenie? I was only just saying this there a minute ago. Is that the whole point of this podcast recording I'm doing right now? I started off with the point was that a lot of women are saying that men in their 30s plus just want something casual. Blew my fucking mind to hear that, because I know plenty of guys out there that are single and would love to meet a woman. Not every woman, of course, right? But at the same time, if men are upfront and honest that they're just looking for something casual, that's a great fucking thing. That's a great fucking thing. At least you're not wasting time. A lady here, Angie, do you think men should ask for your number? I typically walk away if they don't. Well, the way I look at that, Angie, it's quite an interesting question. Well, surely a man's going to ask you for your number. Right? Like, what are you going to do otherwise? Still chat on the dating app? Or is this like something in public or in person somewhere, like a library or a coffee shop? Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, I think men should ask for the number. I don't see anything wrong with a woman asking for a guy's number either. Genuinely, by the way. Now, I'm a bit of an old school guy where I believe if a man's interested in a woman, the man asks her out. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm right. Doesn't mean that I'm wrong. It's just whatever people are into. But I do believe that men should ask for a woman's number, 100%. And if this woman walks away if they don't, well, I can understand that a woman doesn't. You're probably an old school type, I guess. Angie, I'm talking about in person. Okay, so in person, yeah. Well, we were just covering that anyway. Yeah, if a guy likes you and you're talking in person and he doesn't ask you for your number, well, fuck yeah. He's either not interested or he bottled it. Simple as that. Is it Anya? Why are you wearing full outside gear inside? Good question. If you're watching me on YouTube, by the way, yeah, you'll see that I'm covered. I've got a woolly hat on, jacket, about 4 jumpers on. I've just got over, I just actually had pleurisy, guys. It's like an infection in the lung. And I just got an antibiotic and I'm okay now. But geez, this thing fucks with you. Like, it really fucks with you. I've been cold for like weeks and I'm only getting my energy back now. So anyway, without getting too gory about pleurisy, but it's not that bad. It's very, very common apparently. First time I ever got it though. Jesus. Okay, let's have a look. More comments here, guys. Miss Queenie, absolutely. Just be honest with your intentions, and if they match, great. If not, move on. Boom. There we go. There we go. Alright, so I think we're going to wrap this up in a few minutes, but guys, Too many shallow people out there. Well, that's not something new. That's not something new. There's loads of shallow people before social media. There's before TV, radio. There's loads of social people. Shallow people. You know? The wheel hasn't been reinvented here with new types of people out in the world. And a guy comes in, Connor, dating apps are for the feeling of validation now. You see, okay, Connor, you're coming from a man's point of view. A lot of women looking for attention on dating apps. And any ladies that are listening, I said it already, like I'm like a broken record. I've said it about 50 times already on this podcast recording already. Yes, there's plenty of women out there looking for attention on dating apps. They've burned me, personal experience now I'm speaking from, and they've pissed me off, wasted my time. And then there's men out there as well, yeah, of course, that are just fucking around, looking for the ride on a night, and they don't give a shit. And they lead the woman on. But then there's some men on that will be very honest, you know? So, yeah, and even Connor comes in, guys. Both genders, really. Good man, you, Connor, you know? Exactly. And he's dead right. He's dead right. AL, ask your woman, do they agree with 50-50 on bills, dates? Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I even did a full podcast on this after a huge social media nuclear fucking bomb went off on who pays the bills on a first date. Hang on, let me just make sure I'm getting this right. Do they agree 50-50 on bills, dates? I'm assuming where you were on about that. Well, who buys the drinks on a first date? Is it the man? Is it the woman? Personally, this ties into what I was just saying there a minute ago. I think I'm old school. I'm buying the drinks. It's always nice for the woman to offer. Absolutely, no question, because a man feels that even if you're not sure, like if you think, oh, does the girl like me now or what, or what's going on? And again, you have that, by the way, and any men that are watching this or listening to this on the podcast, you know exactly where I'm going with this one. You're not sure, like, oh, fuck, does she like me? She rubbed my hand there when it was saying something or whatever, you know, and you're calculating, analyzing everything to death. But then at the end, if the woman jumps up out of the seat and she just disappears without asking to buy you around, it's kind of like the closure on the deal for us. Like, we're not expecting you to buy us a drink. Let's cover this now. We're not expecting you to buy a drink. It gives us an idea, though, that maybe you're interested. Now, maybe it's so insanely obvious that you're interested in, let's say, Peter on the first date, and Peter is such a fucking dumbass that he can't pick up on the signal. Well then, duh, fuck you, Peter, you're an idiot. Now, you know, at the end of the day, I wouldn't even worry about the first date. If a woman wants to go 50-50, cool. How bad? Nothing wrong with that. If a man wants to pay for all the drinks, nothing wrong with that. If they want to chip in every now and then, she buys 2 and your man buys the 10 drinks, nothing wrong with that. Who gives a shit? Just go with whatever. And at the end of the day, you don't have to analyze things anyway to death, because even after the first date, if you're still unsure, like this is what I've realized, if you're still unsure that the girl likes you after the first date, well, she's not going to go out for you for your second date. Right? Unless she's a complete and utter bitch that she's just leading you on and doesn't give a damn. But that's a small percentage. That's a small percentage. Okay, let's have a look at one or two and we'll call it a day here, guys. That sounds like you pay only if you like her, though. Fluffy McFlufferson. Nice name. So that sounds like you only pay if you like her, though, okay? I don't know if you're saying that to me or someone else, but in general, no. Actually, I've had some bad dates where I didn't like the girl at all, but it was like one drink in, and I didn't want to be an asshole and just leave straight away, and I even bought the girl 1 or 2 more drinks just to, fuck it, just to be nice. So, yeah, I'm not sure what the person means by that one, but anyway. Okay. A girl paid for the meal. I nearly scolded myself when I nearly dropped my tea in shock. Well, I mean, hey, I remember going on a date there about a year and a half ago. The girl literally arrives down to the table when I got there. I arrive first. She comes down with a bottle of wine. The waiter comes down with a bottle of wine in, and I went, geez, is this for us? And she goes, yeah, look, I just thought it'd be nice for us to have a bottle of wine together. I went, fucking hell. And I was taking out my wallet, and she goes, no, it's paid for. I went, fucking Jesus Christ. I think it's probably the first time ever it's happened to me, and I gotta admit, it was nice because I really did feel like, geez, she really likes me, and, you know, she wants to impress me, maybe. But it was really cool, I gotta say. So, you know what, ladies? There's one for you. If you're old school, you don't want to pay for the drinks, don't. If you want to go 50-50, go 50-50. If you really want to blow a guy away, though, like really, like, he'll be like, whoa, what the fuck? Do what that girl did that time. Buy a bottle of wine, come to the fucking table. Don't say that you're buying a bottle of wine. Literally come down with a bottle of wine or God knows what. Surprise him. You'll knock him off his fucking feet, I gotta say. Anyway, ladies and gents, I think we're going to leave it right here today. And I'm definitely going to go onto social media in a few minutes with a couple of the comments from this. That, yeah, guys, listen. Love you and leave you. Thanks for listening on TikTok. We're going to do another one of these soon enough. And this podcast will be out next week sometime. And today's the 15th of November. So guys, thanks for listening. Talk to you later. Peter Walsh.